Hi YouTube. This is Jakey Johnson. It's my journal. It's kind of the back end of my journey to creating music, and I think the phrase is called sync licensing. Um, so these are all the recaps from the day, and I told myself I would do 90 days. Um, and it's been sporadic. So I was trying to go 90 consecutive days, but it's probably going to be more like 90, just 90 days. Like, there'll be 90 posts on here. And it's not, I'm not avoiding it on purpose. I think it's just that the days get away from me because I do travel full time, and getting a setup in place every time I relocate, and then sitting down to actually make these videos. So, but you know, it's the practice. That's pretty much what it comes down to. Same thing with my music writing, playing, and learning. I'm doing it for the practice. I'm doing it to give everything away, to be of service, even if I'm going to call it my life's work, because it feels like this is what my soul needs to be doing. So even if my life's work only ever affects maybe one complete stranger, it will have been absolutely worth every moment. And I guess for those of you that don't know, I'm just talking about the music that I write, that I create, that I perform. So, all right. The purpose of this originally was to just get my thoughts out from what I've learned throughout the day, and maybe connect with people who are interested in building a little band. Because right now I write, I play the ukulele, and I sing, but that's the only instrument I got going on. And if I'm being honest, becoming good enough to pass for quality in GarageBand, don't really have an interest in that. And maybe that will change with time. That's pretty much the nature of things. Everything is always fluid. But where I'm at right now is I would much rather have an actual band, because, I mean, in addition to just filling some social, needs or longing or whatever, I think the quality of the music is just better with a band too, like a live band versus something that comes out of a computer. But that's just where I'm at today, and that can change in the future. I'm always open to that too. So, but right now, if anybody wants to join a band, be interested in connecting. So, this is good, because this is getting my brain thinking again where I left off last time, saying I needed to create a website where people could actually reach me. I guess I could also just start putting in some of my social media contacts too, but I have to start building a social media presence as well. So this is kind of a first take on that. Got to start somewhere, and I really like YouTube. I learn a lot from YouTube. As far as if I ever have a question about how something works, you can always YouTube it. And then also, I think just the longevity of the program being so integrated with Google, I just don't think it's going anywhere, at least anytime soon. Not the way that some of these other platforms feel like they're very here one day, gone the next. So it doesn't feel like something that you'd really build a legacy with. But never know. Things come and things go. That's why I need to start my own website. So I actually own a piece of real estate on the internet. so I can start kind of also getting my name out there and brand out there for other music professionals. Anyway, today was a very good day in terms of music creation productivity. I think I wrote one of my most favorite songs I've written today, actually. And it's a very satisfying feeling. I mean, it like satisfies down to the most inner workings of myself. So it's powerful. Finally, I feel like finally I've gotten to this point. I mean, I'm older than I thought I would be when I would get to this point, but you're never late. You're never early. You're exactly where you're supposed to be on your life's journey. So I guess the reframe for that is I'm very happy and thankful and excited to be where I am today. It was a very good day. So, yeah, I can just kind of rest on my laurels on that one, because I just have a feeling of satisfaction. And I know a lot of people, yours truly included, constantly chasing that feeling of just trying to get satisfied. So a little trick that I learned recently is by Dan Sullivan. You've got to measure backwards and look for the good stuff that you've already done, and that way you can give yourself the permission to be instantly happy. Like right now, you can be satisfied. Just look back, 3 things that you did well just today, and live in those gains. It's very powerful. It's a very powerful feeling. You can stop chasing this feeling of needing to accomplish something. In fact, needing to do anything, that phraseology needs to be erased from your vocabulary. A much better rephrase is, I've got the opportunity to do something, or I want to do this. I don't have a lot to say in my journal today. I'm just quite content. I'm content in most facets of my being right now, and it's very satisfying. It's a good place to be. It reminds me of, like, it's easier for a beginner to enunciate what it is that they are doing on a kind of a step-by-step basis versus an old pro, because the old pro has integrated all of the best practices that they've learned over all the years so seamlessly that they have a very hard time explaining exactly what it is they do to succeed to someone who is just starting out in their own journey. And that's how I feel in this moment, is like I feel like I'm not as good at explaining each individual steps and thought processes that have gotten me here today, because I've been here or been close to this place for a couple of years at this point. I think I could still do it. I just think that if you would have caught me 2 or 3 years ago, when I was still very much transitioning from a life of being stationary all the time to one where I travel full time, I would have been able to more accurately tell you the things that I was grappling with and the steps that I was taking in a more minute detail than I could today. But I'll try. Why not? I'll tell you my backstory right now. So let me take a step back. Is that the purpose of this journal? The purpose of this journal is actually to recap. No, the purpose of this journal is to connect with people who are interested in, at this point, I think it would look something like sync licensing with me. That's it. Who maybe your strong suits are also that you're a very organized person when it comes to your craft of creating art and then selling that art. You know, when I say art, I mean specifically in this case for me it's music, but like a systems-based approach, somebody who has a very systems-based approach mentality. That's what I'm looking for in a partner, or several people if you share that. And then obviously a love for the craft and the practice and interested in collaboration. So I think that's what this journal's path should be. You know what? This just dawned on me. Journal and journey, they must be derived from the same root word, because they basically have very similar meanings, parallel meanings almost. You journal about your journey. Come on, that's been there forever. Where is that one hanging out? Sorry, I've been down in the sunny south, and I got too much sun on my back, and now I'm itchy. Probably peeling, which is not good, but it's been lovely. Having consistent vitamin D in my life for the past 10 days has been wonderful. And also waking up and doing 30 minutes of yin yoga is fantastic. I mean, being able to sit up straighter, like I'm slouching right now, but like you feel taller and you're more flexible. You actually have like space within yourself. I've been fortunate enough to make some connections again with some family and friends that are down here as well, and that's been very joyful for me. I've really, really enjoyed rekindling some of those relationships. So, yeah, I am not diving very deep into details tonight, and maybe tonight's just not the night for deep diving. I don't really want to because peeling back too many layers when I'm stacked on top of this nice comfy mattress of accomplishments, I just kind of want to luxuriate in this moment, which is great. I will be completely honest, almost didn't make this journal happen tonight either. I was cozied up, and then it like dawned on me. I was like, time to do that journal. So here we are. if you are a performing artist, and I have a really good book recommendation actually, someone who I think you'll really benefit from listening to, is a book called The Practice, by the best-selling author of This Is Marketing, Seth Godin. And it's also called, it's called The Practice, and then subtitle Shipping Creative Work by Seth Godin. If you are looking for some motivational speak that is focused on productivity and the why behind the artist's desire and drive, check that book out. It's very good. If you have that creative, well, we all have creativity in us, and but if it's finally got to the point where it is just burning a hole inside of you and you haven't started yet, just start immediately, if not sooner. Dad used to say that. I haven't thought about that in a long time. Dad would say immediately, if not sooner. It's like, okay. But then after you've started, then listen to that book. It's so weird, the people that have come into our lives and left our lives, and if they made a mark on us, and the different ways that we remember them. But for me, it's his dadisms. When I say dadisms, I mean what he would say, like his sayings that he would consistently. I don't know if you had people in your life who have since gone on, but had sayings. Some people, aren't very quotable, but other people are. Especially the ones that say the same silly mantras or sayings or whatever over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. But I think when you're a child and your parent or guardian has sayings, they stick with you a little bit more, a little bit longer. So, it's almost like it's an easy sample to hear their voice again. Yeah. It's funny how the olfactory senses don't work in reverse. Like, you can smell something that will take you back to a place in time instantly. Like, and your brain doesn't even have to search for it most of the time. But you can't think of the smell and then think of the place that it takes you back to nearly as readily as you can get to that place mentally if the smell is actually present. It's funny how that works. Maybe it's just because it's, one more removed. I don't know. I'm not stoned. These are stoned thoughts, but stoned thoughts when I'm not stoned. No, it's just 10 o'clock and I'm ready for bed, but I had to get my 20 minutes in, so that's that.